at Kurz Real Estate doing our Kurz Real Estate radio show or real estate show. I keep saying radio because we did spend 2.5 years on the radio. It still feels like a radio show, so I don't give a shit. Hope you guys enjoy it. You can find us at kurzre.com. That's KURZRE.com. You can call us at 786-529-5273. We're a 6,000 square foot office sitting on the corner of Grand and Douglas with 80+ agents ready to serve and assist you. If you're interested in joining our company, just send an email to jointhemovement@kurzre.com. Learn more about what makes us special here at Kurz Real Estate. So, topic of the day. That's the wrong topic of the day. I just want to point that out. Topic of the day today is NAHREP, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. In the house today, can you guys move away? Like, there's fucking notes on the board. I can't see them. So
the topic's right there.
Today in the house, I have Eric in the house, of course. What's going on, brother?
Hello.
Just running in. You're headed to a listing appointment after this.
Yes, sir.
So he might take off on us a little bit early today, but that's okay. Jen's in the house today.
Hi.
And then, of course, I have two special guests today. We're not going to say what company of Keller Williams they're with, but I have Alfredo and Sergio in the house. Alfredo is a membership director for NAHREP and advisory committee, Sergio, right? So we're going to talk a lot about NAHREP today, of course, but we want to get into the normal Haagen-Dazs that we get into on a weekly basis. Huge special shout out to our newest member at Kurz Real Estate, Mr. Raymond Daniel Lopez. Welcome to the family. Appreciate you. Now, really cool is Raymond was in law school, decided that maybe mounting up a ton of law school debt wasn't the right answer, and decided to jump into real estate. Family's always been in real estate, so let me give it a shot. Joined our company, lives down the street, is going to focus in the Coconut Grove area, so that's pretty awesome. I appreciate you joining us. And then, of course, we're going to get into our sponsors, and we're going to get into experience this week. But first, let's go through our sponsors, please.
So this show is brought to you by New World Title with Rudy, Bridget, and I was going to say Broody.
Broody.
Like Rudy and Bridget all together, right? Rudy and Bridget and the Title Girls with over 14 locations all throughout South Florida. Their website is newworldtitle.com. That's NUWORLDTITLE.com. And you can reach them at 305-537-4906. Our other sponsors, PRMG, Primary Residential Mortgage Group, with the Mortgage Chicks. And the Kurz representative is Lourdes Rodriguez, and you can reach her at 704-654-5378. I need them to look from a distance, not from up close. I know I'm having issues.
You were touching the glasses, like, are those yours? And I realized they're hers. I was like, I've never seen you with glasses before. Put them on.
I look dead sexy with glasses.
Max Home Inspections. You can
Not the imposter.
Not the imposter. Their website is maxhomeinspections with an S at the end.com. And you can reach them at 954-947-8391 for all your inspection needs.
All right. Those are our sponsors. Please support our sponsors. If you haven't had an inspection done with Max Home Inspections, I promise you it's exciting. They test the microwave by making some popcorn for your buyers while they're sitting there inspecting the home. They're very detailed, super cool little techniques, you know. They give away a little bag at the end and comes with some home warranty options, like a warranty on the roof and appliances and so forth, so on. So really cool stuff. So something that we do every week that you guys are slammed into, and you've been here for the last hour and a half, and I didn't give you a heads up on, was
That's normal.
that we do an experiences of the week kind of discussion. So what we do is we go agent by agent, and we talk about maybe an experience that we had this week. Doesn't necessarily have to be business related, but it should help our community of viewers and listeners out there in some way or another, right? So we're going to start with Eric.
As usual.
Change your seat.
Yeah. Thanks.
I do the same thing to Vanessa, so I go, so Vanessa.
It's like, God. No real experiences, but I just want to let you guys know, you know, all that stuff, how they talk about whenever you get an assistant to help you out or just a partner to help you out, it increases your production level. Guys, it's true. It's insanely true. I mean, my wife's now jumped on with me, and she's helping me out, making appointments, calling leads, all sorts of crazinesses, and I feel so alleviated. I'm getting so much more work done that it's ridiculous. I've showed something like 20-something listings in the last 3 or 4 days, so it's intense. So it's really, really helped me out a lot. If not, my blood pressure would have been through the roof, which it kind of is right now anyways. But, you know, just if you can get one, if you get to that point to get one, do not hesitate on forking out the cash. Thank God mine is free. Sort of.
Sort of. She is going shopping after the show.
Yeah, you know. But get it done if you have the opportunity. Yeah, I know, right? We're done.
You guys are done. Forget it.
So that's a good point to make, because we constantly harp at people like building a team, developing a team. Listen, if you're not busy enough to have a team, then you don't need a team. And when you get to the point where you feel busy, hire an assistant to take all the crap off of your plate that you don't want to deal with, or the time-consuming, tedious stuff, like making appointments, right? Ari and I were talking about that yesterday when she was making your appointments, and she's like, man, this takes forever, like to get these appointments really scheduled properly, actually get agents on the other line to pick up the phone, right?
Or return the call.
Do all that kinds of crazy stuff, or return a call, return a text, or do anything like that. So it's a very tedious task, and then putting them all in a specific order so that you're not running from this side of town, back to that town, back to this town, back to that town, you know, and get that off of your plate so you can double your production. It really does raise your production levels before you even need to hire somebody to help you out.
Want to hear something crazy? Well, one of the calls that we actually called out to see if we can get the appointment, we left a message. We hear back from them 3 days later after my client's gone. Not a text back. We text, smoke signals, emails, you name it. And we didn't get back, hear back from them for 3 days later. Then another one cancels on me at 2 in the morning saying there's a family emergency. The next day I call him up to reschedule. He can't even remember telling me that or sending me that on email. He's like, oh, yeah. All right, can you meet me? I tell him, can you meet me the following morning? Yeah, sure, no problem. When I get there, he's not there. He's telling me to go see the owners. When I go meet the owners introduce themselves, and they ask me if I'm Paolo, which happens to be their agent. So they've never even seen the guy.
Wow.
So I'm like, no, lady, wrong.
But, all right, but on a separate sense, what makes you want to hire somebody like that?
That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy.
Like, how do you hire somebody you've never met?
I don't know, man. I think maybe they were
That
recommended.
guy must have tremendo online system. We're going to have to look that guy up.
But it was pretty scary.
I know. See what we can emulate from that, right? All right, experience this week.
So I'm helping a friend with a rental right now. And it just happened, actually, my experience. And I was on the phone with this agent. And basically, she tells me that I'm trying to get her to let me get into the unit so that I can do like a video or something. And then she tells me, what do you mean you haven't seen the unit? But I've seen everybody that has, that has come to see the unit. I go, no, you haven't, because my client has not been there. She's okay with moving forward without seeing the unit. She needs the place. And she's like, oh, I can't believe this. You cannot be submitting offers without letting me know that you. Mind you, we're already at the process where we're under contract, not only in the contract to lease, but also on the lease agreement. And I've already submitted an application. And at this point, she wants to tell me that
she's supposed to meet the tenant.
That she's supposed to meet the tenant. I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's not my problem. That was your problem. You guys, I gave you everything you asked me for. I don't see where I needed to tell you that she hadn't seen the unit. It wasn't contingent upon the it wasn't something contingent on the contract. So if that was your responsibility, then maybe you should have moved forward that way. And then she goes, well, but there was a lady that came in and that I saw her, and she also had a similar situation and this and that, and she said that she was going to talk to her agent so they can submit the offer, and then you submitted the offer, so I thought it was you. I go, well...
So she's been out of shape. She probably picked the wrong person she was holding out for.
I go, that's not my problem. I did what I had to do for my client.
Nice.
Wow.
That's a good old Hialeah snaking into the next lane without warning.
But it's not my fault. I didn't know.
No, yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know until today that she had to see it, so now we're scheduled to go.
Wait, you got the rental? Did you get it?
Of course, we're on the
High
contract
five.
twice.
That's all that matters.
There you
That's all
go.
that matters.
That's all that matters.
My client got what she needed. I did what I had to do.
So I had a couple cool experiences this week, but I think my favorite one this week was this morning. I had the opportunity to go to Lamar Louise Curry Middle School, where my mom is a teacher, and speak at Career Day about becoming an entrepreneur, which was, it was exciting. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather speak to a room of 500 adults than 60 kids. in middle school.
Adults are more cult-like.
Yeah, but middle school kids are cruel, man. They're evil.
Well, and then on top of that, these are the advanced kids. So they're evil with their eyes. They don't even say anything. Like they're just
And
they're
they
just
ask
there.
hard questions.
And they ask really difficult questions. I was like, "Hey, bro,
Take it easy.
meet me outside," you know. But it was really good. The kids were interactive. They were really involved. They were really interested. You know, they hadn't thought about entrepreneurship the way I had explained it, which was really cool because some of them, like one kid came up to me and says, "Well, you know, I want to be a mechanic." I said, "That's great. You into cars?" He goes, "I love cars. I love engines. I want to be a mechanic." I said, "All right." And I said, "That's a great career to have. Just make sure you go to school. You get the certifications you're supposed to have, so you get paid top dollar for your skill, right?" Mm. And he said to me, "Yeah, but how do you become an entrepreneur?" I said, "Well, you got two choices. You could be a mechanic and work for somebody who is an entrepreneur, or you can own 10 mechanic shops. Completely up to you." Mm. And he was like that, and he looked at me, he goes, "You just blew my mind." Like, because, you know, when people don't think about it like that, you know? And I even said it to some of the kids in the rooms that were like, "I want to be a pediatrician, or I want to be a veterinarian." I said, "Fantastic." I go, "You have options as well. You could work at the hospital, or you could own the hospital." You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, you know, but I'm talking to kids. I'm thinking big. You know?
You should have told me you
an
could be Doc
office.
McStuffin or just a regular doctor.
But entrepreneurship still, you know, you don't have to work as a doctor.
Why are you battling me? This is my day. This is my experience.
Yeah. Back off, lady.
Give me your mic.
Drop the mic.
I'm done speaking.
Anyway, like I was saying.
Go on, David.
It was a really good experience speaking to other kids as well. And I mean, I had one kid who told me she wanted to be a anthropologist, but like forensic anthropologist. Another one told me she wanted to work for the FBI and be a profiler, you know. And then that was a cool question because she looked at me and she said, "Okay, well, I want to be a profiler for the FBI. How do I change that into entrepreneurship?" And I said, "Look, that's a really good question. That's a career-driven job." I said, so you have choices. You could be, you know, you could just settle in there and be a profiler for the FBI, or you can have your eyes on the prize, which is director of the FBI. You know, and so it's career-driven. You push to the next level. You go to the trainings. You learn more. You educate yourself. You go through other things. Maybe you leave profiling and you go into a different part of the FBI to learn a new skill set and broaden your resume. Maybe you accept positions in places where other people don't want to go just so you can stamp it on your resume, you know? Where some people might say, "Oh, no, I'm not going to live there. Screw that. Send me. I'll take it. Let's go. I'm a team player," you know? And then next thing you know, 20 years down the line, you're advising the president on the FBI, you know?
Hopefully you don't get fired, right? Sorry.
I knew that was coming somewhere, dude.
Hopefully you watch your tweets, you know? But it's a whole different, I guess, concept and idea for kids because, you know, they don't teach entrepreneurship in school, you know? And so I was listening to the kids as they were coming in. They didn't know I was a presenter, you know? So I would sit in the beginning of, like, where the entrance is to the library. I was doing in the library. And they were coming in, and you could hear them whispering, "Oh, this is the entrepreneur." Like, you know, "Oh, I can't wait to hear this." You know what I mean? And so that kind of like really, like it enhanced my excitement of being there and like talking to these kids. And I got them all saying "oorah" too, which was cool
nice.
too. Yeah. So yeah, that was exciting. And then like, you know, I was in the Marine Corps for 9 years. Who knows what Marines are? And you get a few hands up, you know. And a couple kids like, "Thank you for your service." I'm like, "Dude, you're in 6th grade. Thank you. Like, are you serious right now?" You know. And then you had like kids that didn't know, and they'd be like, "What are the Marines?" You know. I would say, "Oh, no, nothing special. Like, you know, just the baddest humans on the planet, but no big deal, really." You know.
Borderline cyborgs from the future.
You know, just like, you know, working in the strongest force in the nation. You know, but not big deal. But anyway. So, give us an experience this week that you might have.
My experience is this. My experience is me.
Nice.
How about I take yours?
Now he has to think of something else. He's like, damn it.
This is my experience of the week, being here on the show and just sharing a little bit about NAHREP. And I mean, this is pretty cool. You guys got this going on, and all the viewers that you get. So I mean, honestly, this is a pretty cool thing, and I'm excited. This is the experience.
Awesome.
Let me share my mic now.
Share the mic.
Oh,
Sorry, I only have four
just the
mics.
mic.
We
We're
don't
just
really
sharing
think
the
about
mic.
two guests. So
We're just sharing the mic. So good
you
afternoon.
can just hold it.
All right. So good afternoon. Thanks for having me out. I guess my experience this week was of being a resource. Being that I'm not a realtor, I'm a lender, and being a resource to one of my the realtors that was kind of struggling, and I was able to, I don't want to say coach because it's not the proper terminology, but I guess help them overcome some adversity that they were going through, on helping them get through some, I guess, some work. Some work that needed to be done, some polishing.
It's a great feeling, though.
Yeah, so it really gave some satisfaction knowing that I can help them or give them the tools, to get them through the hardness that they were going through right there. And it's working. So they're doing what they need to do. I felt accomplished. I felt I was able to provide a resource, a service, and help them. Basically. That's what it was. And that was just on Monday. So that's great.
That's
Awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
Those are our experiences this week. I hope that you pulled something away from this. Again, you can visit us at kurzre.com. That's KURZRE.com. You can call us for more information at 786-529-5273. Again, 786-529-5273. You want more information on the company, send an email to jointhemovement@kurzre.com. You can visit our online magazine at kurzmagazine.com. You can buy cool Kurz gear at kurzgear.com. Get your hats, cups, mugs, loves, all that good stuff. We got pillows. Did you see that? We have pillows.
Yeah, there's
I like
one
the
that's
Kurz Real Estate has
Super
pillows.
soft.
So, there is no end to where we will brand our stuff. Okay. Yes, I got the KW guys drinking out of Kurz mugs. So.
No comment. I'm gonna take this water right here.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So one thing that we do have, I met a bunch of firefighters today because of course it's career day. So firefighters come out. They come out with a big truck. It's pretty awesome. And it pushed into our Hometown Heroes program. I'm at a school. I'm around firefighters. It allowed me the opportunity to really talk to them about our program. So as our Hometown Heroes out there, we have teachers, firefighters, police officers, and veterans. You all get cash back in the HUD in the form of a credit at closing on behalf of Kurz Real Estate agents. It comes out of our commission. It's our love to you. We've also worked with our partners, of course, New World Title and PRMG, in which they will also reduce their costs or give credits to you at closing, so it gives you the opportunity to purchase a home. We recently had a veteran that purchased a home at almost $300,000 because he was getting a VA loan. He had no down payment. With all the credits, he ended up coming out of pocket somewhere around $2,500 or $3,000, which is
beautiful,
amazing. It's a great thing that we're able to do that. So for our Hometown Heroes, again, firefighters, teachers, veterans, and police officers, you guys deserve it. So we're here to help you with home ownership. If you run any of these departments, we also educate. So one of the things that I told the teachers was that I would be happy to come one day that they're holding training and teach them about the wealth of home ownership. So that'd be a great thing. So let's dig into NAHREP. You down? All right, so let's talk NAHREP. So NAHREP in Miami and their mission. Give me the welcome to NAHREP South Florida mission statement.
All right, so I'm going to give you the mission statement real quick. We're the voice of Hispanic homeownership in South Florida. And what that really means is we're out there trying to educate and teach Hispanic homeowners and help the Hispanic homeowners to find homes, to learn how to stay in the homes, do the things, and grow wealth through the home ownership. So that's the big goal for NAHREP South Florida. And it's also to educate the realtors and lenders and all the other partners out there. The Hispanics are going to make up 60% of the homeowners in the next few years.
That's serious buying power.
Yeah, it's serious numbers. So we're out there. And it's not just for Hispanics. You don't have to be Hispanic to be a member of it, but that's what we're promoting, and that's what we want to make sure because we make such a big part of the demographic of the United States. That's what we make up.
How many members are we at right now?
We're right now at over 350 members and growing.
Okay.
So, it's definitely a big organization and a great organization to be a part of.
And you're the chair of the membership committee, I guess.
Correct. So what that means is if you want to become a member, you go to nahrepsouthflorida.org and you sign up there, and that's a great way for you to be a part of these groups, be a part of this, and get to network and meet, great lenders, agents, and all these people. That's really what NAHREP is. It's familia, and it's getting to know the people in the community and helping the community.
That's awesome. And then, so Sergio, you're on the advisory committee. What does that exactly mean?
Yeah, so on the advisory committee, what I do is I basically support individuals on the board, such as Albert, the president, vice president, and president to come, and help them out with roles that need help with, such as coming out here, supporting NAHREP, supporting your cause, supporting Kurz, and helping us be, members and grow. And what that means is, in any way possible, come out, support you, help you, provide, again, a resource, provide you with other agents that can help you, maybe in a different market, a different part of the state, different part of the country. It's not just here locally in South Florida, we're nationwide. And we're opening new chapters all the time. And coming out to our events means you get to meet other individuals, maybe not specifically in your region or you're in the backyard, but other individuals that are coming to visit, and get to know them, get to know who they are, get to know what NAHREP's all about, what the true goal is. And my goal is basically to grow and learn from everyone on the board, and individuals such as yourselves, and Fredo as well, and everyone in the room. So my goal is to support, grow, become knowledgeable of how we can become stronger Hispanic, Latino homeowners in the community here and in the entire United States.
Fantastic.
If I could just share something.
Yeah, of course.
What NAHREP is, we're a completely different real estate company, and we're out here sharing, and we're out here helping people grow. So that's really what NAHREP is. It's really realtors, lenders, people getting together to help a homeowner. It doesn't just have to be about Hispanics, but it is, because we're a large demographics, but it's to help homeowners find their first-time home. You see the smile on their face when they walk into the house and they're like, hey, this is my first home. That's really what it's about, or helping them sell the home when they need to move. That's really what NAHREP is about. It's about that familia, as we say.
Awesome, man.
Magic. I mean, you mentioned it earlier when we were off stage
and
here.
I'll talk about it a little bit. Honestly, I had gone to a couple of your previous events. There was an event at Ball and Chain that I went to, and there was one other event long prior before that with Erica from New World Title, who had invited me out, and I enjoyed the events. But I guess those weren't the right events to get me enticed. It was just an event to meet people. They were like real estate networkers, And but it didn't tell me anything about the organization. Then I was asked to come out and speak at the business rally in Orlando with Josue, who's probably watching. What's up, brother? How you doing? And being out there just kind of gave me like, wow, this is a great community to be a part of. This is, everyone's on the same mission. Everyone, and then you got the salsa in the background playing, and and it's like, you're like, espérate, wait a second, every time a new speaker went up, it was like, ding, 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 ding.
Bueno, there always has to be that flair.
I have to say that it makes a big difference. The networking events are great because you get to network, but like he said, because I was there with him, and I've been to multiple events before for NAHREP as well. But being there and seeing the seriousness of it, what it really, really means to us, to the Hispanic community, that really spoke to home as well for me, just because I was able to see what you're really doing for the community. It's not a whole bunch of Hispanics, joking around and stuff like that. It's serious. There's a lot of Hispanics out here, and a lot of them don't even know the opportunities that they have available to them.
Correct. I mean, again, what we're here to do is get the message out to other real estate professionals to come and listen and listen to what we have to say, because there's information that sometimes just does not trickle down to the field, out here in the trenches where you're out, every day, trying to get listings, trying to show your borrowers or your clients, that you can buy this home. They need to know that there's options, not just the first-time home buyer, but the person that's moving up to the next home. There's options, and we have, information that needs to be trickled down to that individual, and we're here to provide that as a source, or to provide that information to the professionals to then trickle down,
so
to the action. Absolutely, it's
community.
very important. Very important.
Just to share. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
It's your
go
show.
ahead, go
It's your show.
Go ahead, no.
Just to share the educational events, we have one coming up July 13th. So keep an eye out on nahrepsouthflorida.org. That's an educational event, and it's going to go over all the things that Sergio was talking about, that David was talking about.
Yeah, and if you follow us on Facebook, I mean, we're going to be posting it like crazy, because the idea is to get as many of you as possible to come out to the events and really enjoy them. The educational events are fun. The SOS event was exciting. the business rally event up north where they talked about team building, international buyers and building an international buyer database. Neil Lowe's Jr. was up there for that. I mean, just, it was good to hear people's stories. I forgot her name. She's from, was she from Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac or one of those?
Oh, it's about
Huh? Naja, yeah.
That's
so
right.
from Freddie Mac, she was awesome. She got on
Shout out
stage.
to
As
Naja.
soon as she got off the stage, it was like, hey, man, I like you,
Yeah,
Like,
her
it's-
energy's
yeah,
out of
her
control.
energy.
She didn't even need a mic.
No,
Opportunities do you get to speak directly to Freddie Mac?
that's true, too.
I mean, those are
Yeah.
people that you're going to meet at these events. How often do you get to meet the person for Freddie Mac? How often do you get to meet? Just a couple months ago, we were in D.C., and we met, who's in charge of FHA.
Yeah.
And who's in charge of housing.
Yeah.
We get to meet all these individuals that are movers and shakers, not just here locally, but nationally, and, at the federal level. So that's correct. I'm glad you brought that up, David.
That's awesome. So being a part of that, I think we have the upcoming event, July 13th. We're going to be planning a membership orientation
So
kind of.
keep an eye out for a happy hour type event for all the new members. So sign up. I don't know
There'll
if
be
the thing's
salsa.
scrolling. I don't know.
It was a serious business event, but there was a jamming party after that. Because
There always is. It's a Latino thing. But yeah, keep an eye out for that because that's going to be an event where we want to encourage all the new members to come hang out and learn a little bit more about NAHREP and policy, because it really is about policy. We go, like Sergio mentioned, we go to Washington and we tell them what's going on with our industry and we tell them what needs to get done. And we're telling our representatives. So, I mean, that helps across the board. And as a realtor, when you're helping a family and you can influence the policies and help them get in there, that's a great thing. So
That
really
is a
what
great
it's all
thing.
about.
And so this is not like a local thing either. This is national. There's Puerto Rico. It's everywhere.
Yeah, this is national. I mean,
There's a
it's
national event coming up in Dallas.
correct. So that one
which
is
I'm
going to be
excited about.
yeah, that's going to be September 10th and 12th in Dallas, and that is the event to go to. If you want to see what NAHREP National is about, that's where you want to go to. You definitely want to become a member before then.
Yeah,
and you
please,
want to sign up
today.
either at our happy
There's-
hour or
Look
at our
down on the
educational
bottom
event.
where people are
Yeah,
talking. I
wherever it's
guarantee you a
scrolling.
link is going to show up in there at some point. Right? So
Absolutely. I'll let you take care of that, but wherever the link is going, that's where you want to click. But yeah, the one in
It's
Dallas.
It's NAHREP South Florida, right? NAHREP. NAHREP, SouthFlorida.org. Visit. It's $49 a year, guy. Like $49 a year. What is that really?
No, that's nothing.
That includes a free drink if you come to the happy hour and get there early.
yes.
So for those of you that enjoy the happy
I'm joining
hour and
again.
appetizer,
We're going to do it over and over and over.
the other ones that like education, you get to go to the educational event.
That's cool. And most of the educational events end up with a party at the end. So
Always,
this is good stuff, man. To bring it back to a more serious note, Hispanic home ownership is on the rise. When we talked about it just a few minutes ago, we talked about how the Hispanic buyers will make up 60% of the market nationwide, right?
Oh, wow.
So, obviously in Miami, it's probably a bigger number, but it's skewed because it's Miami. We're dominantly Cuban. We have all the South American and Central American buyers that buy here consistently. So we're just kind of a central hub for the Hispanic community. Nationally, that's not the case.
No.
Nationally, you travel anywhere else in the nation, we are the minority for real. We don't feel it here because we live in this bubble, But when you travel somewhere else, like you go to Texas or you go to Tennessee or you go to Ohio or Boston or wherever, like the Hispanic community turns into like this. It's in other states. It's a
We're like
spec.
a spec, yeah.
You're a spec in the state. So to raise awareness is a big deal for a lot of this country. To raise awareness for the Hispanic buyer is a big deal for a lot of people in this country. There are also a lot of Hispanic buyers out there that don't realize they can buy.
Yeah.
Through policy, through the different things that are available for them. They don't realize that they can buy.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, my father didn't purchase his home. He lived here
Recently,
forever,
right?
and he purchased his home like 3 years ago. And that, to me, was a major thing. He was like, I don't even know if I could do this. I was like, are you kidding me? Let's put this together.
Pick up the phone, pick up the phone and call someone. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that NAHREP has. It's the wealth project. Sometimes for Hispanics, we forget that we want to get one house and just be there, and that's great. Everybody wants one house, but sometimes you have potential to invest, learning real estate. So NAHREP has the top 10 they have for the wealth project. So they want to grow wealth for Hispanics. So even though we make up 60% of the market, we're not 60% of the power in the market. And that's the education where it comes in, is to know, hey, yes, you can buy. Like you said, your dad didn't know he could buy. You know, he should know. Like, that's our job, and that's what NAHREP is about, is to teach them and
Yeah, they're
and
afraid. They're apprehensive. They have a lot of uncertainties as to who's going to trust them. They don't understand the contract. Like, there's a lot of
They're just
things
misinformed.
they're worried about.
They're misinformed. They don't know what the facts are. You know, again, the common myth, the 20% down thing.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, you guys,
A lot
I'm
of
sure
people
you
think
see
that.
this all the time.
And especially when they come from other countries, where in other countries it is big deposits down. Like many other countries, most countries don't have the program.
You go through generations of savings to try to buy a home.
It's like,
And there's the habit. The habit
Right.
of, or knowing that you
Right.
have to go through this whole savings process before you even buy, not realizing.
True story. And now we brought up went off a little bell went off in my head, and we had an individual that actually worked in our office as far as would come and would help with the maintenance and stuff. And he didn't know he can buy a home. He used to ask us, you know, what do you do in there? And honestly, we told him, you know, of course what we do. We do financing for individuals buying homes. And sure enough, we told him how it's possible, and he had no idea that he can buy a home with as little as 3% or 3.5%. He thought he had to come up with an absorbent amount of money to be able to buy his home for his family. For the amount of money he was paying in rent was astronomical.
And then on top of that, you know, he's got the job that he has, so he's thinking to himself, with the bills that I have in my family, it's impossible for me to save this astronomical amount of money.
Right.
So home ownership becomes a no.
Yeah.
Like it's not even
on the
a
back
thought.
burner.
Right. And everyone.
I thought about saying back burner, but it's almost like it becomes non-existent rather than a back burner effect.
Yeah, they don't realize. Again, this individual was paying, you know, close to $2,000 in rent, and bought a home and pays up substantially less. And I was somewhere around $300 to $400 less a month, and owns the home. So that's substantial. Yeah, it's true.
And if you think about first, last, and deposit, and if you have a pet, you have the pet deposit, and you know, and by the time you're done, you're like an inch away from a deposit on a house.
And the thing with that is, home ownership is what builds wealth, and that's what NAHREP's trying to help that 60% understand, that that's what builds wealth in America. That's what builds wealth pretty much anywhere. It's a portion of wealth, having your own home and being able to have that stability.
Yeah.
Well, it's that comparison between the rental and the purchase, where the money goes nowhere. Right. You know what I mean? It goes to somebody else's pocket or wealth or whatever. And then, you know, if you end up purchasing a property of your own, you know, whether or not it'll sell at the same price that you purchased it, you get some of it back. If you stay there long enough, obviously, not underwater or anything like that. But yeah, we got to be clear. But yeah.
Prices subject to change.
So let me ask you guys a question, because you've been with NAHREP for 4 years. So
over 4 years, yeah.
Over 4 years. So you've heard a lot of the different ideas on why the Hispanic community is consistently maybe ignored, or maybe they just don't know. Like, what's the problem, real? What does it really come down to?
I mean, now that we're getting serious, I think the problem is education. I think it really comes down to education. I taught my family how to invest in homes, and I was able to get them properties. I think it comes down to educating our family. I think for us that are in the real estate business, and it doesn't have to be real estate, but if you're an entrepreneur or you're someone that's working at that level, I think you have to educate yourself, and that's being a part of these groups and being around these people. Being around you guys, we're sharing ideas right now. Other people are seeing them. So I think when I mean by education, it's not just reading books. It's not just going to the educational events. It's being around people that are at a different point, and from there you'll learn so much from them that I think that's what we need. If we educate, I think that's the gap. We think, okay, I have my house or I'll rent, but you're not thinking wealth. If you have the opportunity to buy another house or to do that, and you save, but you save for what?
Yeah.
You know, like Sergio was mentioning, the gentleman who was saving, and now he bought a home and he's paying $400 less than what he would be paying in rent. So I think it comes down to educating, and for us, our job as realtors, entrepreneurs, as people that are in the business industry, is to teach the Hispanic. I think that's where the Hispanic will then start to understand the power that they have in buying the power that they have.
I also feel that as Hispanics, as we become more successful, as we become more thriving in the community, we have to do things like what we're doing right now and give back to the community through education, right? Because, a selected lucky few of us figured it out, right? So if we figured it out, why not tell the rest of the community the path?
Right. Well, someone took the time to explain to you, how to become a great agent. It's not just pick up the phone and call. You were given a roadmap, and someone took the time to explain to you how to become a homeowner, how to save money. And someone actually told you how to do this. It wasn't in books, like Alfredo says. You weren't going to pick it up just on looking on pages on the internet. You had to physically sit there with someone to guide you, hold your hand, and let the light bulb.
You can't just get a license.
Yeah, you just can't get a license and you start closing millions of dollars.
I'm so happy you guys keep saying you don't need to pick up a book. Yes! Win!
By the way, this is my best friend and my business partner. Ask him if he's read my book yet.
Have you read the book
I
yet?
heard his book.
Audio. That's good. That's good.
You know what the audio
Audio.
version was?
It was
His
live.
wife reading it in the passenger seat aloud.
He's still listening. He's still listening,
I'm not
right?
big enough to have
Invite
the
this guy
audio
back.
version.
Invite this guy back.
available yet, you know?
There's always that little bit that he learned.
I mean, the book is not that big. If I went on Audible, it'd be a 15-minute spit out. Like,
There's no pictures or nothing.
there really.
That's how I read too, so don't worry. That's how I read too.
No pop-ups.
Pop-ups are
Call it
No
reading.
fireworks.
We got to work on that volume.
Let me tell you something. When I make it big and I'm like a well-known author all over the world, I'm doing a book in pop-ups.
You should make
Just
an
sold.
entrepreneurial
And it's gonna
book
say
for children
dedicated
that pops up, and he'll
to
read.
Eric Morales, like that
Picture
on
me
the
like that.
inside. And I'm gonna make sure every book has that, dedicated to Eric Morales in my script writing.
Find the audio
Not
version at
typed out.
www.
What for? It's
Or ask your
pop-ups.
neighbor.
You know, you're gonna see like two guys pop up, shaking hands automatically. You know,
Visually.
like, it's gonna be
Oh, my God.
great. All right, so I want to thank you guys for being a part of the show today.
Thank you.
Please tell everyone again where to go to be a member of NAHREP South Florida.
I think we've said it like 100 times, but we'll say it again. It's nahrepsouthflorida.org. You go in there, you just click on membership, and you become a member for the $49. And then come to the event on July 13th and get to meet us, get to know a little bit more about what we are, and that's I think what'll be a great part, to have everybody become a member and just become a familia.
Well, again, just come out, say hello, shake hands, and as we do, NAHREP, we actually shake hands, give each other a hug, secret handshake, whatever, so just...
You gotta do the kiss.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And and basically it's culture. It's where culture meets, more real estate professionals, and that's really, I guess, in a nutshell, how we tell you what we really are. It's culture meets real estate professionals. And come out, see us, say hello. If you don't know, you don't. If you don't come out, you don't know. And
Come meet them.
Yeah, come meet
You
us.
might see
Come
us,
out.
too.
Yeah.
Well, you'll
come meet
see
us.
More than likely
me,
to
'cause
be
now I'm
there.
a part of it. So.
Yeah.
So I am now on the membership council. So I work with Alfred, and I guess
We're excited to have you.
Help me
We're
you out,
excited.
so-
We're excited. I mean, we appreciate the
I'm
opportunity.
pumped. I'm pumped. All right. So you got an MLS blooper for us.
Yes.
All right. So we haven't done this in a long time. For those of you that are watching, every once in a while we're going through the MLS, and then boom, it pops out at us. MLS bloopers. So here we go. Here's the MLS blooper for the week.
Massive 16,000 square foot lot, corporate owned in rapidly changing West Littell River.
Not little, Littell.
Littell River.
been there.
Neighborhood sold as is with tremendous potential once rehabbed.
Rehabed. Not rehab.
The
Rehabed.
neighborhood sold as is.
And the whole neighborhood sold that is.
Wait, did they put the accent? Did they put the accent? Acento?
Dale.
Large patio home with, I don't know if there's any more because I only read those first two. I was like, blooper.
All
Okay,
right,
let's
let's
keep going. Large patio home with dual zoning with co-use for duplex lot. This 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home has nearly 3,000 square feet. Addition, okay. And legal as per city inspector C attachment. Liens and violations can be mitigated for a fraction after repairs. CU and survey and attachment section. Buyer to sign hold Listen, at closing, submit your highest and best offer.
Wait, listen, I don't know, but that sounds like a deal, right? It's like, you can buy this whole neighborhood, which is in a lot of problems.
All the
It's
permits are
Obviously,
west of
there.
there's a lot of
South River.
liens. You got to sell and hold harmless, but hey, come buy it right away.
Sight unseen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is David Kurz. These are the crew for this week. It was a pleasure working with all four of you. This is the first time we've had this
I thought
many
there was
people
four
on
of
the
us?
show.
Okay.
And visit our website, kurzre.com. That's kurzre.com. You can search for properties on there. You can meet our agents. You can learn more about me. You can buy my book on there. And then, if you're really cool, you'll go down to the charity section. You'll click on charities, and you'll be able to see the charities that we support. Children's Cancer Caring Center, the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, of course, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, and then we have the Boys and Girls Club of America on there as well. You can learn more about our Hometown Heroes program. Stay tuned because we've got bigger and better events coming up with Boys and Girls Club, with the Barnyard here in Coconut Grove, and with NAHREP. We'll keep talking about them as we go through. And as usual, every single week we're going to bring you great information on Kurz Real Estate. We're going to bring you amazing information on the Miami market. We're blessed to have you guys follow us, watch us. Please love us, like us, share us, and enjoy it. Have a great day.